We had this girl who was 7 years old. We got a call in the middle of the night. We went, picked her up, and we came. The next 1.5 years was hell for us, was difficult. We had no clue on how to handle this girl. I was very surprised. I said, I've been working with children. I've been working with teenagers for so many years. And how am I not able to deal with this girl? I tried all of the different techniques I had in my bag, but nothing worked. Nothing worked. She became worse. I would travel to do programs, and I would come back and I would see my wife, Manju, sitting and crying. I've seen the children begin to withdraw and they begin to feel scared. And I really didn't understand that. And I said, she's just a 7-year-old. And she was pooping and smearing on the walls, and she was urinating on somebody's beds, and she picked up English in about 1.5 months, and she spoke much better than anyone else, and she was very sharp. Today, me being a PhD student, studying impact of trauma and crisis counseling, I now understand, the child has been in such difficult situations, and the child has learned to be in hypervigilance, to constantly be on alert. Now, I grew from a difficult background, and I remember me being in hypervigilance all the time, because I don't know when I would get beaten up in the middle of the night, when I would be thrown out, when somebody is going to kill someone. I almost thought every night from the time I was 9, 10 years old till the time I was 16, 17 years old, I always thought that night was the last night. Something might happen. Either my dad going to kill my mom, or my mom going to kill my dad, or because of the situations that's going to happen, I might do something. See, there are children today who are struggling. I want to read some statistics. Right now, in India, 1 out of 10 children get professional help for abuses that they have gone through, the emotional trauma that they go through, and all of the different behavioral issues that they have. And globally, it says, the World Health Organization says 1 in 7 adolescents, 10 to 19, experiences a mental health disorder. Now, this is where the Lord laid on the heart, and I believe the Lord had to bring the 7-year-old. The Ark Vision was never on our heart. We never had anything thinking about it. We wanted to maybe have some good childcare institutes and children homes, and maybe help some of these orphan kids, but never thought God was calling us to do something much deeper. The Ark Vision is not just helping children. It's not just giving them food, clothing, shelter. It's not just at one time meeting them and saying, hey, you're wonderful, and giving them a gift. No, the Ark Vision is intentional discipleship and mentoring in the context of counseling and discipleship. It's intentional disciple making. And that's what the Ark Vision is. And especially intentional disciple making of those children, of those teenagers who have gone through a lot of trauma, where there is constantly and consistently behavioral issues. And that's where we want to step in. When this whole Ark Vision came about, we always asked ourselves this question, Lord, why us? We are not the clinical people. I'm not the clinical person. I know I've started my PhD, and maybe another 4, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, I might slowly get to that place. Of course, we are very passionate about trauma, very passionate about children who have gone through trauma, very passionate about teenagers, and we are very passionate about the next generation. But we are not the clinical people. And this is where the Lord said, He doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. And me and my wife Manju, we look at each other and we would always say, the Lord has called us and the Lord has chosen us. That was one of the words. So we have boldly stepped in. So what you see today, the Ark facility, is years of research, years of talking to different people, years of reading. It took almost 15 to 16 years to build this facility. What you see right now here in this place, it looks fantastic. Every corner speaks of something. We have put up several statements. We have put up some amazing verses, Bible verses we have put up that will bring such healing. But it's just more than that. We don't want to just stop with just one center here in Bangalore, India. No. My prayer is this, that we would love to see a center in every major city, every A grade, B grade city in India, because there are children who are struggling. The NGO Cry says that every 15 minutes a child is being raped. And it's interesting to see how some of those abuses and some of those assaults happening right inside families. Yesterday I had a couple come and spend some time, and as they were spending some time, it was heartbreaking to see their own child just going in a different direction. Day before yesterday in the newspaper, I read of 3 girls were addicted to mobile phones, and the mother was so frustrated, went and pulled out their phones, and after about an hour or two, these 3 planned and jumped off a 26th floor. The need is critical. The need is critical. I love the Barna statistics where it says mental health is going to be one of the key domains that the church needs to get ready. We as people of God have to get ready. Why? That's one of the places that we are going to step in and reach out. And for us, the passion is not just reach out anyone, to reach out the next generation, to reach out our children, to reach out our teenagers. The bigger vision is to see an Ark Center formed in every major city across India. The bigger vision, the next project that we are thinking of after we finish the Ark project, that we want to see a campsite, we want to see a de-addiction center. There are people reaching out to us who are from a very affluent families. And the other day there's one of the doctors, she's one of the top gynecologists, calling up and saying her son is addicted to something, saying, George, do you have a place? I'm willing to pay you whatever it is. So we are praying that we might set up a place like that, and to have some of these people, maybe they have some funds and they might be able to pay, so that we can help some of those children who don't have anything, that we can give them some free services to see how it is. We would love to see a campsite. We would love to see a de-addiction center. We would love to see families come and being restored. We would love to see father-daughter camps. We would love to see mother-son camps. We would love to see the families come together. Anchoring the next generation is our heartbeat. And I don't want to shock, but I want to say this. The bigger vision is not just the Ark Center and this discipleship mentoring center across India. We would love to see across the globe. There are people in different parts of the globe are already knocking on our doors and saying, can you come and set up a place? And the only thing that I'm telling them is we are trying out right now, give us few years. So 2027, 2028, we are boldly stepping in to see some initiatives in different other countries. Maybe to have a center in America, maybe to have a center in Philippines, maybe to have a center in UAE, maybe to have a center in some parts of Africa or all parts of Africa, to have a center in South America. The need is humongous. And for us to step in and help the next generation is our heartbeat. Now, when is this going to happen? Now, any of these things that we are talking about, we are not talking about something of an immediate fruit. Many a times we want immediate fruit, but we are not thinking of deepening the roots. We need to deepen the roots. This is where we sometimes stumble. God's initiatives are often shut down prematurely because we are too impatient to give time. I'll read that again. God's initiatives are often shut down prematurely because we are too impatient to give them time. We need to give time. Transformation takes time. Growth has a divine timetable. And that's why Paul in Galatians 6:9 says, let's not grow weary of doing good, for in due season you will reap if we do not give up. That's what Paul says. In due season we will reap. Today I see sometimes we want things to happen so fast, and I want this to happen, that to happen. You've been speaking so much about some of those visions. No, this is not the place. We talk about the vision, we dream about the vision, we sleep over our vision, but we wait on God's timetable. We don't give up, we persevere. Now please understand, disciple making takes time, especially disciple making of these children and teenagers coming from very difficult backgrounds, from hard places, from traumatic backgrounds, takes a lot of time. Now, this vision of intentional disciple making of the kids coming from difficult backgrounds, now, numbers alone will not tell the whole story. Depth matters, direction matters, faithfulness matters, and formation takes patience. I want to close with this statement for this bigger vision. Fruit comes in its season, and let us wait to see how things are happening. We as a family, we as an organization, we as a group of partners, we are waiting and persevering. Impatience kills what perseverance would have reaped. Impatience kills what perseverance would have reaped. I want to say this. If you're watching this video, come alongside. Help us and persevere with us. We want to see this vision. We want to see this vision of stepping into some of those very difficult spaces where our children, our teenagers are hurting. We want to step in and say, Lord, help us. Have mercy on us. If the Lord leads you, step in. Reach out to us of how you can partner with us. We need partners in different countries. We need partners in different cities across India. We need partners in so many different spaces, so many different layers. We need people. We can't do it all alone. We need you. Thank you so much for listening to us. And this vision is something that has come from the Lord. And we believe this. And we will not give up. We will persevere. No matter how many years it takes, we will keep moving. May the Lord bless you.